Thank you all for joining us. This is the prologue, I suppose, technically, to our current D&D sessions. Um, this you are joined obviously by Cody, myself. We have Devin, and we have our GM, LaBerge, and you guys will get to know these guys quite a bit over the coming weeks. But this is the up till now. This is what's essentially happened, kind of thing. So we originally started out in the town of
Fable.
Babel, and we had the party of Lambert, which is Cody's stone giant, still running, still alive, one of the
Only
few.
one.
No, Thorin.
Oh, that's right. Thor.
Thorin, which is Zach's dwarf barbarian. Then we had Rita, which was a battle priest, which was Devin's.
Yep.
And then we had Lex.
Disappeared.
Yeah, disappeared. We'll get to that later. We had Lex Storm, which was Lang's original Skulk Rogue, and then
Skulk being some kind of underworld creature that could kind of turn itself invisible. It's a very
it had to be
unique
fucking naked,
race.
pretty much, to be invisible.
Kind of like
But
a chameleon, it seemed.
yeah, yeah, chameleon sounds like a good term. And then there was, I believe, the only other person in the group was my fucking warlock Sutral.
That's the
Sutral,
name.
that was the name.
That's the name.
You, dude,
We got
dude.
a new person join later.
Yeah, that's later though. We'll
Yeah.
we'll introduce Brock in a little bit later. So yeah, Nate, why don't you start us off?
All right. So we started the party off as all parties should start off in a bar drinking. There was no real reason that they'd all convened or anything. But we kind of started with they'd stumbled upon a village that had a few issues, and they were more than willing to help out with. The first quest that the party had pursued was helping
Which was that
the
mine, right?
yeah
It was the mine, yeah.
yeah, the foreman of the mine had a bunch of spiders that had broken through a cave wall. And so the party had rolled into town and went in and started smashing on some spiders. At the very end of the mine, they had discovered a centipede,
Shapeshifting
cricket,
motherfucker.
yeah, cricket-looking monster thing.
Yeah.
Which they later found out to be the first demon that they encountered there. But that was the first kind of getting their feet wet and everything. From there, I believe Zach went on a bender after and hearing of tales of satyrs invading the town and causing mischief and stealing things and whatnot. And he spent the night drunk on a porch watching for satyrs and actually found one. And
That was with
kind
the
of
crazy old guy, right? The
yeah,
guy who
yeah,
everybody thought was crazy.
yeah. Everybody
All
thought
of
it
his
was
stuff
crazy.
was missing, and he was like, "They're stealing my stuff and shit." And
They're satyrs, they're goat people.
Yeah. So
we chased them off into the woods. Ended up finding an entire camp in
Village,
which,
almost?
yeah, basically a small village right next to this village, with Rita boldly taking the front there to investigate.
Which ended poorly for one
Yeah,
one such
By
warlock.
taking the front, he means just walking straight into the village of.
yeah, it was a nice like stealthy start too. Like everyone crept around.
And
It
then
was
Rita
sneaky.
just walked past all the guards
I
while they were
mean,
patrolling.
she made it all the way to the church thing, so we ended up finding this altar.
Oh, I suppose
in
I
it.
should mention your original priest was a tiefling, and as was my warlock.
We had
We
the
forgot to
tiefling
mention.
duo, which did not last.
No,
Very,
no, it didn't.
uh,
Thanks,
that was exciting.
thanks for that,
That was an
Devin.
exciting battle. Yeah, well, you follow people into battle sometimes, you don't make it out.
Yeah, you're definitely no George Washington. I've learned my
No,
lesson from that. I'm
absolutely
never
not.
following you into battle ever again. Follow Cody, he's bigger.
Yeah.
So we discovered some kind of crossed out sigil of Bahamut with some other church thing symbol over it from some other god. Didn't really know what that meant. Um, had to flee the village, losing Sutral in the process. Well, I guess after his death, we decided to leave the village because we probably shouldn't have gone there in the first place.
Oh, does any? I wasn't really there. Well, I wasn't really. I think I was there. Not sure. Does anybody recall how we left the village? So I recall correctly,
Yeah,
Lang lit some
Rita,
fucking
Rita
roofs.
was knocked out. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure.
I believe.
Lambert had to climb. He was either climb or break through one of the barricades that was set up in between a couple of houses, so that we could get out of there.
I believe Lex Storm lit some fucking buildings on fire.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
A
he just put like
Molotov.
Marvel top in the city. Yeah.
And then I believe he went in to check to see if my character was okay, and he saw like the demon of my character, like his fucking
Yo.
bound character or whatever, fucking like say, hey, he was a good tool, but he's fucking dead now. And then the next thing you fucking know, just like Lex Storm's fucking traumatized for the rest of the fucking time he was alive.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was yeah. No, that was so first character I got to kill. You know, felt bad. Kind
And
of.
now he won't
It's a
stop trying to
shitty
kill
grin
us.
on your face. Now you enjoyed every minute of that
I-
murder.
Did, but I really worried that it was gonna become like the norm. Like everybody, like every session, somebody else is dying. Getting used to this fifth edition stuff was a little trickier than I expected. So
Yeah.
But we made it through that. Went back to the town. Reported on that.
Found my
Ended
second
up-
character.
Gaining an audience with the mayor-ish person of the
Lord
town.
Parian.
more like a lord that kind of resided. Fable's like a really small town, kind of out on its own. There's kind of just a local noble who resides over the town named Lord Parian. And so the party met with them, him and his court, and he didn't. He'd suggested that they immediately call for assistance from both of the surrounding. The city's kind of nestled in between two separate empires. Both of them kind of have don't get along, and he decided to call for support from anyone who would come. And so that was his attempt there to get help was his plan. And
I think while we were dining with him, either before he arrived or after he left, Rita discovered his connection to the Sadar camp
mhm.
through that same symbol they found on the church.
Indeed.
Lex also stealthed around, I believe.
Yeah, Lang did some skulking around, and he'd found some more damning evidence. I believe he actually had. There was, I can't remember if it was the Lord himself or one of his guards actually like, interacting with one of the satyrs, like out in the courtyard. Like, they were
I
being.
think it might have been him up towards his room, because I know Lang followed him up to his room and he went onto his balcony or whatever and ended up like disappearing or vanishing into skinny air, which we later found out was like a hidden room he had in his room.
Which Cody proceeded to loot when we get that far.
Oh, I had good interactions with that guy.
Yep.
That was a pretty good one. But so that happened. We ended up telling some kind of secret council of the town about what was going on. Defeated Lord Pyrian.
Secret Council was
Rita.
through the church, right?
Not. This
It was
one-
like the bartender, the mine owner,
and the
and a couple other people. I know that there was one person from the church that was there for
yeah,
sure.
there was it was more like just kind of like it wasn't even like a super secret council, just like a council of like the layman folk who kind of do their governing, more so just kind of social leaders.
Yeah, and we were working with them, told them about Lord Pyrian's plans to stop him, ended up slaying him, and discovering some kind of, I guess, a more sinister plot. From there, which Rita found some kind of a note. I don't remember too much on that, I think.
Actually, I'm just gonna open that up right now because I think I realized my Devin's character wouldn't have that right now.
Well, while you're pulling that up, I suppose technically this will be like one of the first videos that Gus has been in the thing, but apparently he wanted to join me up here. So
Oh, stop fawning over a cat. Let's get
he
back to this.
he wouldn't leave me alone.
You know how you stop that? You give him the old pimp hand.
I don't
Yes.
think video evidence of me
There we go.
abuse-
backhanding.
cat?
It's not my cat, it's
No.
Craig's cat.
Whoa, well then.
Yeah, right?
You are scot-free, sir.
And now you have to edit. Now look what you've done.
Nah.
Anyways.
Nah. Gus could
So,
stay in. No, god
um,
damn it.
The letter was written to someone called Malice, and the lord of the town referred to him as his master. Sounded like he was working with the satyrs to set some type of plan in motion. The satyrs were supposed to cause fear amongst the people, and his goal was to draw these two armies in upon the city and cause them to go to war with each other over this territory. He seemed to be pledging loyalty to some group called the Sand Reavers, and also pointed out in there that he is in service of the god Bane, the god of war. So,
All right.
Yep.
So we decided to, after getting my wizard into the group, we decided to kind of just we tried to sneak into the place, right? Ended up putting a boulder in front of the guard.
oh
Not
yeah, that's right,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of sneak in.
It's like a sneak attack. It wasn't like a
attack,
yeah. It was
Because
flat
we
things and-
got into like the castle grounds, blocked off the guard house so they couldn't get in.
With a
and then just
giant
kind of
fucking boulder.
stormed through the front door.
Yeah.
yeah. There was the handful of guards when I didn't let's say blocking off the. I was actually pretty impressed by the blocking off of the guardhouse. That was where most of the.
Yeah, I was gonna
most of the
say,
people
didn't
were.
you like roll for it and was just like, oh well, you guys got lucky because there's like 11 more guards in that fucking guardhouse.
Yeah, no, it worked out pretty good. But the other thing too is after then the Lord was defeated,
Yeah.
rather than having all of his men who were actually deceived into these things, they were not aware of the evil deeds that were at play. So they actually, a group of them stayed behind to guard the manor, for the city, and then another group actually broke off to begin hunting this Lord Malice and for evidence of what he was doing. And they kind of went their own way. By the morning, they were gone, kind of thing. So. But after that, I believe you guys escorted a caravan out of town, heading for the city of Fallon that next morning.
That's right. I knew it started with F.
Yes, and that is where we picked up Brock.
Because this was a logging town, right?
Yeah. Yep. And he's actually still in the party, his original character.
Yep.
But
That's true. It is. I guess Brock still has his original. I guess.
yeah, I mean original characters. Yeah, technically speaking, it's you, Brock, and Zach. But I mean, he wasn't there with the beginning
He didn't. Yeah, he wasn't there at the beginning. He came in like fourth
session.
session.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
He doesn't come in until after we're done hunting the wolves, though, right?
Yeah, because there was a session that I missed that he played my wizard, and then he
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to
right.
make
That's
his own
right.
character. And that's
Yes,
actually
yes,
when
That's
Lex
when
stormed.
Lex dies.
Yep.
Yep.
Fucking
Yeah.
rolled a 1 on a saving throw for death, and
I
fucking
was right there. I was right
ripped his
fucking there.
throat
Oh
out.
my
He
God.
tried to sneak past wolves that were like, what were they? About 10 feet away from him.
Yeah.
Wow.
He overestimated the sneaky for sure.
Yeah.
And got his fucking throat ripped out.
Yeah, after being like mauled by, I guess. Hold on. So the wolves were the reason you guys were out hunting wolves was because they had been attacking members of these logging camps. There's kind of like a scattered group of 4 camps around the city, kind of out ways outside of town. So the people were a little more out on the fringe, and it was a small town again, so there wasn't enough guard presence to just go out in the wilds and fight wolves just for kicks. So the party was seeking a bounty out there for gathering up wolves' tails. You guys came across the actual den at this point when Lex had died, but yeah, he like tried to just like sneak through like the pit, like he was down in there, skulking around, and no.
He
pun
tried to go into
intended.
the cave, so I'm pretty sure he would have died either way. Because then
That
those two
would've-
dire wolves came out.
Yeah, his life would have been way worse if he actually made it in. But yeah,
We managed to kill the wolves. We had to run in with some dire wolves that were in the mouth of the cave.
yeah.
We waited for them to leave, and eventually went to retrieve his mangled corpse.
Of which Cody has picked up a necklace from, I believe, right?
That's right, because Lex was probably my first friend out there. So when he died, Lex had been making a necklace out of trinkets he had found along the way, including the little statue head that has a story behind it, but story for another day.
Found in the mine,
And-
right?
Yeah, that was at the very first mine.
Yeah.
It was just a table with some
Yep.
things on it, and one of them was a statue. And everyone was so interested in the statue, could have sworn it had something of value to
was
it,
just
or it was a secret lever to the treasure room or something.
Plain
Just a
old
regular
statue. And you smashed it.
I fucking smashed it because we needed to move on.
And
It
like,
was
Everyone
worth like
busy
it
trying
was
to-
worth like 20 gold too, and they just smashed it.
Yep.
And then Lang took the head of it and put it on a necklace, and so began his necklace of collecting things. I picked up his necklace after he died and continue to collect things on it.
have you really added anything to that?
Yes, I've added a bunch of things.
Oh, I must
Nice.
not have been
Is it
paying
like-
attention or something.
I've added those dragons in that one place. I added the claws and teeth on it.
Okay. I
We're
see.
getting,
I
we're
didn't.
getting to the cool parts. Hold on now, goddamn it. Slow
We'll
down.
All right, we'll
Skip it
backtrack.
ahead.
We'll
All right,
backtrack,
so
yeah.
Lex dies. I take him into town and
We turn in the heads.
have his body turned into the church for proper burial.
Yep, and then I believe we turned in the tails for the wolves, and then that's when we met Ogildeer, because he was just like, "Oh yes, I'm turning in like 3 wolf's tails," and then we came back, and then we're like, "Oh, well, actually, we're turning in like 16," and he's just like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and then it was like, "Oh, you guys are relatively strong. Then I think I'll just join you if you don't mind."
Yeah. Ogildeer was actually was also the
Son of the lord of the town.
no, this the kind of the head of the logging
Mm.
stuff
Mhm.
there. And so he had helped. He was joining you guys for. It was kind of an undetermined amount of quests. It kind of was planned to be like a short term while you're in town help you out thing, but then you guys swayed him.
Decided to stick around and adventure.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the end of this place, I remember there was the 2 people in the church, and this is how we meet Lang's new character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, and then I
um,
forgot entirely about the entire fortress overran by gnolls.
Oh, hold on. That's a little far sighted there. Yeah. So you guys had first met this priestess as she had was burying Lex and performing the rites, and she was helping a half-orc heal up at the cost of her. Him assisting her, and then that was how Lang had kind of joined in the group again, not really as a party member per se, but the group was thrown together to achieve this task. She had once served in the army of the Finebane Kingdom, which you guys, as you left Fable into Fallon, had came into this kingdom, and there was a fort out along out into the woods, kind of along where the woods and grasslands collide, and they had lost the fort to Knowles some months back, and she had wanted to go and recover a holy relic that she had left there while her and a small group were out on a patrol, and when they got back, the entire fort was just demolished. There was the whole place had been sacked and captured, and Knowles typically would just keep moving on and continuing their pillaging, but for whatever reason, they sat in this keep and locked down on it. So Gazrog or Gazvog,
Garzvog.
Garzvog, joined the party along with Priestess Kenna, and you guys then set out to retake this fort.
Or at least
Retake it. We
purge
did.
it.
Yeah, more like a purge, yeah. And then also pillage and loot, because you guys took everything you could carry on the way out.
Well, you
Well,
know.
we found the whole
spoils the
arsenal
sport.
of weapons. We didn't
Yep.
take that.
Well,
Nah, we
we found
couldn't.
most of an arsenal of weapons. There were a lot missing, which was a little weird.
Yeah,
right.
just Knowles mostly
Wait.
use halberds and shit like that.
Recovered the orb.
Yeah.
Tried to figure out what it did. I don't quite think Rita was able to do so. She wanted to keep the orb for herself because she was after some magical power. Ended up giving it to the priest as
I think you did figure out what it did, and that was why you gave it to her. Like, yeah, that won't help me none.
I don't remember.
Is this before or after that Ogildir and Rita murdered some asshole who
No,
had joined
that's
our party?
way
That's
before.
later. That's
Is
later.
that later?
Yeah, we're not there yet. That's on the way down to the next town we go to.
That's right. That's
Oh
right.
yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah, yeah. All
That
my
was
plans.
a good.
All my plans.
Well,
We're made to ruin them.
yeah.
I don't honestly remember what was the reasoning behind that, but he was an asshole of some kind.
Oh,
So.
why we murdered him? I
The
remember
guy
why
after
we
my
murdered
slit
him.
his throat.
I remembered why we murdered him. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Anyway, successfully recovering the orb from the fort wasn't like super difficult. We made it in there. We fought some giant pig thing. I don't remember what the heck it was that had some kind of crazy orb.
No, it was
Or no, what the heck was it?
You guys just it was a gosh, I forget the technical name. It was a gnoll, a really really big,
Okay,
angry looking gnoll, but still a gnoll.
that was the boss of that place, and he tried to. I don't know. He was trying to do something with the orb, I think, when we found him, but we ended up slaying him, recovering the orb, going back to town, and that's when Garzvog, I think, officially joined the party as the priestess. Like, kind of was like, your debt is paid. You should travel with these people, type of thing.
Of course,
Yep.
each one of these characters have like mile-long backstories that, we're not going to go into.
Yeah, you can just figure that out on your own. But to describe Garzvog as basically just a half-orc fighter who wields a kanabo, which is basically a medieval Japanese baseball bat with studded metal all over it.
And he loves his kanabos.
And he loves them. Yes.
I think it was shortly after that we got word that there was a town.
You guys were summoned by the Lord of this town, Lady Fire Rain, and she
That's what the
had
town that had Walker
wanted.
in it, right?
No, this is still in Fallon here.
Okay.
And you guys were, the deeds you have been doing for Priestess Kenna and for the lumberjack foreman had caught her ear, and she had wished to have you guys complete a mission for her. Her goal was to gain political favor within the kingdom by being the ruler or the governor type of noble responsible for bringing the city of Kolish, an independent town farther south, into the fold. There've been several advances before. Not the Finebanes don't really often militaristically expand, but they're very expansionistic and tend to do so through economic means. And so she had a great deal of different different loot. There was a lot of money. There was a lot of supplies, and she'd also sent some of her some champions in addition to you guys to the city to it's kind of a display of might of the her kingdom to encourage them to join the fold. And that was what led you guys on the 4 or 5 day journey to Kolish.
And what a journey that
Yeah.
was.
Oh shit.
That's the journey we murdered the one guy in the
Oh,
sleep, right?
yes.
Okay.
Slit his throat like a motherfucker.
Rita.
There was a lot of craziness actually because there was tons of encounters too.
And then there was
You guys were
that
fighting-
one badass guard.
Yeah, like a little just meat shield guard who he was beast mode. He had 6 or 7 kills. He was just a machine.
He was critting and hitting on every single one of those gnolls he hit.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't all
first
gnolls.
had
It was
some-
half goblins, weren't they? Or half orcs, or
No, we met half orcs later, but I thought it was gnolls on the way down there anyway.
It was gnolls. You guys ran into a small group of gnolls. That was kind of the little encounter. But then it was bugbears, if I remember right.
Yes, that's what it was.
Big
yeah.
marauding hordes of bugbears.
I
and
think there
they
was some
were
kind of
all-
owl bear or something there too.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was at the end that you guys
Mm-hmm.
fought a owl. You killed an owl bear family.
a
I know
family of them.
we're gonna question. I think it was one of the gnolls, or something like that. And the one guy, I don't remember who it was.
Cody chained
slit
him
its
up.
Throat.
Cody chained
Yeah.
it up, and we were gonna come back and question him because they had screamed out something for the Empire or something like that,
That's
for the
right.
Allegiance, for the Alliance.
Yes.
And
we wanted to
and
know
Cody
what
was
that
like,
was
"What the
about."
fuck's this thing?" So he
And
goes,
they had bags of heads.
Yep.
That was the other weird
Yep.
thing about
Was
it.
it orc heads and human heads and
Yeah.
"There's a whole bunch of different fucking heads."
Mm-hmm.
But well, in the middle of this combat, we come back, and the fucking dude who's leading the caravan fucking slit that fucking Noel's throat.
Noel's throat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rita was
So
just
at
like,
night
"There's
while
no
everyone was
justice in that."
sleeping,
Everybody but
Uh,
Ogildeer, I was my high elf was in trance, so I knew what was going on, and Rita just wakes up, tries to cast hold person, doesn't work, and it's just like,
but
fuck
just
it, I'm just gonna
slit
slit his throat,
with his own dagger, no less.
put it back in his fucking sheath, and then went to bed.
Yeah.
And then everybody woke up.
Ogildeer happened to be up at that time, so we came to an agreement where he would use his wolf, I think it was at the time,
Yeah.
Yep.
as a decoy, ripped his throat out, and we ended up waking up the camp and killed the wolf and blamed it on the wolf. Nobody was any the wiser, apparently.
Apparently,
they
yeah.
weren't.
No,
Yeah,
we
with all
got
them
some good
beautiful,
lucky rolls, man, with that shit.
Yeah. No shit.
Thus our journey continued.
There's a really they could make a whole story arc just on how fucking lucky you guys are with these rolls sometimes.
Oh, I know.
It's made things so nice and epic. Actually, it's been good.
Just the shit that you think's like this is not gonna work, and then it fucking works for some godforsaken reason.
And then
Yes.
you guys roll a 20 and they roll a 2, and it's like, oh yeah, perfect.
So skipping all the little encounters on the way to Kolish after that,
We get-
arrive in Kolish to find a big city that's
Half
half
destroyed.
war-zoned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like half fucking just wrecked outright. Just destroyed,
Yeah.
abandoned and fucking set up for barricades and shit like that. And then what was it that night we fucking get sieged by minotaurs and centaurs and satyrs and gnolls and goblins all at one fucking time.
Yeah, it was a really huge conglomerate of really
Sub races.
yeah, and they from kind of talking with the townsfolk and stuff. Apparently, this has been going on for a reasonable amount of time. Nobody has made it through the forest, down the forest trail from either of the two cities that the city shares roads with there. Just because everyone who's been going out, their scouts are all being killed. All they know is that these different subrace monsters of moderate intelligence have banded together because of the humans' progression into their forests, and they are calling themselves the I think it was like the Corna Cor Kron Oz Alliance. Just this, and the bugbears were the most recent addition to it, and they were few in number, um, trying to get their way in as well for the safety in numbers that they would benefit from. So, uh, yeah, you guys survive. There was a first night of a small raid, where what was it? There was someone had on a pike with a note on it or something too, basically telling them that you have like a day to leave, or you will be. We will attack every night until there's not a soul left.
Yeah, something along those
Yeah.
lines.
We discovered there was some camps. I think it was 3 camps.
Due north.
Forming like a triangle around the city.
Mhm.
So we started off with the camp in the north, which had the satyrs.
Oh, you guys met some cool people first. Hold on, we should cut that in quick. 'Cause you
Suppose.
guys had met. One of the unique things was due to this place being sieged, a paladin who had recently started a church to Bahamut a few months earlier was kind of like training people to become, if not necessarily paladins, but at least war ready, and those who found their calling with their god were gaining some powers, and he kind of formed this like ragtag militia in addition to the city guard.
And that's Walter, son of Thor, Hammerman, Paladin.
Yeah, those two badass balls.
It's 2 badass Thunder Malls or whatever.
Yeah, he just like thunder smited everything.
Yeah. I
That's
remember
pretty
him.
great.
I remember him.
But yeah, you guys rode out and attacked some camps.
We took all 3 actually.
You guys took 2. Walter took a bunch of his men out.
Yeah.
Joe
the-
took one
I
out.
think the thing was that we weren't going to be able to, I guess, survive another night with both of the camps up.
Yeah.
So they went out to take out the one in the morning, and we found out, and then went to go after the other one. Ended up getting back before they did.
And then left for the third one, which had the church. It's kind of like their sick bay, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And then there was also the Centaur camp, which you guys had attacked, and you guys had found out though that camp was actually having supplies run from that fort that you guys had attacked earlier. Completely, not knowing there was any relation to this, but they'd
That's
been
right.
funneling supplies down into and being like it's kind of like a depot where it was just being spread out to assumably more camps elsewhere.
We lit all of that on fire as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, correct me
There's-
if I'm wrong, but that's when we first found out that the Centaur camp is when we first found out how brutal Lang's character could be.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that was
His first
story.
rampage when he destroyed like 4 centaurs in one go. That was
yeah. He got like critical and almost killed. Okay, like one shotted, and then he turns around and like killed 4 of them, just nonstop using that.
That fucking great weapon master.
Great weapon
Yeah, the
fighter.
great weapon fighter. Yeah, and just hauled off, and like everything he touched died. It was insane.
Which we'll see more than likely again in like the actual first session episode, because it's
Yeah.
a pretty common occurrence that like just goes on a fucking rampage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So what wasn't that one of the scouts actually did end up making it, and there was an army coming. I think it was maybe after we killed the first camp.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys they killed that first camp, and then they sent a runner out to try to the large city called Meijin up the road, because they knew if there was any hope for reinforcements to come, it would be from there. And so you guys didn't really know if help was on the way or not. So you guys were buckling down each night for just all-out sieges, and You guys had one night of just epic, nonstop fighting, and ended up going pretty well.
That's right. I kept shield bashing minotaurs into the river.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
exciting.
And
Only to have them wash up downstream and come
One of
back
them did. One of them did not actually wash up downstream.
And one of them drowned.
yeah, it was like really weird because like I was just kind of figuring like with hosts and stuff they probably can't swim so good, but they were. I'm like, so like, let's roll, see how good they swim, and like all but one of them, like they're like, oh, crazy proficient swimmer. I'm like, oh, okay, sounds good.
And then there was
Yeah.
the one that couldn't even float to save his life.
Had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And just kind of sat there and drowned.
Yep.
That's also when we saw the body on the other side of the river, right?
Yeah.
A handful of bodies, and
One of them was
One of them
alive.
was still alive.
yes, you guys found one survivor, and thinking it was maybe just townsfolk or something. You just went down there, but you found out that this was actually somebody you knew.
It was a guard from Lord Perion's manor, right?
Yeah, it was a guy named Donald Ramsey who had was the actual captain of the guard, and he had led his men out into the woods to do some hunting and figure out what the heck was going on here and what evil they had been subject to.
So I believe we were given a choice because after the siege was over, pretty much, and the reinforcements had arrived, we were given a choice between the people that relieved us, the captain amongst them or whoever rank that was, asked
Yeah,
us
there
to
was
keep
a-
going and push towards the other cities they're fighting the alliance, right?
Yeah, he wanted it was like a lieutenant or something from the Finebane army. So this now you guys are dealing with some like real hardcore soldiers for the first time, and they he kind of had explained the situation that this was happening in Kolashir is far worse farther up the road, but the army had been fighting the battle and they were preparing, yes, to siege the heart of where they believe these monsters were operating out of, and they had asked you guys to come and join them and help lead the troops. But on the other hand, you guys had also now realized that
We had a lead on the Lord Perion case and
yes,
Lord
Malice.
or whatever.
Malice.
Yeah.
Yes, he knew that this Donald Ramsey had known that the city of Gadriel was where he had been residing, due to they had raided some camps themselves and found more evidence of this Lord Malice being the ringleader. And Walter was the paladin was also very interested in all this information.
Yeah, I think this is when Rita kind of pushed for you guys to go after Lord Peary and Lord Malice, that lead there, and then took off in the night, well, early morning.
To the
with
other
Walter.
direction.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
lying bastard.
Yeah, just kind of come morning, you guys had went to like say goodbye to Walter, and there was just this other priest there who's like, "Oh, hey, what can I help you with?" And you're like, "Where's Walter?" And he's like, "He's not here anymore. I'm in charge. What can I do for you?" Like really like chill. He gave you guys some blessed amulets of Bahamut, and said that if there's ever anything you need, that these will help you in your way. You guys are like, okay, great. But yeah, and Rita was gone as well. Like you guys thought that she just maybe headed out slightly earlier and was at the church already, but she's just gone. And so was Donald Ramsey. So these three had kind of just disappeared, but you were told by the priest to not worry. This is all part of the plan, and everyone was in good hands, and all would be well. And then just encourage you to, be well on your way, and to you guys chose to continue down this path of trying to figure out what this Lord Malice, who he is and what he's been doing.
So we ended up going to the city of Gadriel, which is
Well, there's a
big magical
lot of
Hold
shit
on,
between them.
That was the road. That was
Yeah, I
the
know.
road to
We
go
were
to.
going on the road there.
Yeah.
Not
On
something
your way,
instantly going there.
you
We.
meet
Oh, fuck.
Warlock.
Oh, this blind, deaf, and
Alright.
most annoying warlock in the
Who
goddamn
used
universe.
To be, used to be a Lowbury, and he's a half elf, blind and deaf by the power of Cthulhu, who happened to be his patron. So he tried to spread that across the land to the annoyance of the party as we continued on to the next city.
Yeah, you guys had passed through, back through the town of Fable and kind of said hello to your old friends and checked on how things were there, and then took the long road to a city called Gudrun, a independent, not affiliated with any empire, city that is very centralized around magic and the study of magic and anything magic, basically. And it was also, little did you guys know, the home of Lex Storm.
Yeah, we found that out because we went into like the Thieves' Den area, and this is where Brock had his lovely run-in with a prostitute.
Yeah, assaulted the hell out of her.
Yeah,
We're not going to talk about that. This
magical
is-
quiver and 100 arrows.
That's oh
You
god.
be the judge of
Enough.
that. So we ended up meeting with that lady's like dad, who Lexstorm really was trying to get after the one prostitute unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
So that's how we figured that out, and then I don't know if too much happened in that town. I know we stayed maybe a couple days there.
You guys did have a cool run-in with the werewolf people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
It was quick, but it was,
Yeah.
not like super important. But that was kind of the big interesting thing is you guys had made friends with this kind of criminal. Well, more so Lang and had made friends with this criminal syndicate group, and they had a fight had broken out, and one of the men had turned into a werewolf and shot on a couple of people who he was fighting.
Weren't we gambling at the table there, and I had my fairy try and steal some gold?
Oh yeah,
Isn't that how that started?
Yep, that is. How
I think Brock's character threw Thorin, which is Zach's character, on the table, broke the table, the money went everywhere, and there was a crazy brawl, and he flipped out and went werewolf.
Yeah, yep, that's right. And
We
then,
ended up having to go back and put him down.
Yep, that is correct. But yeah, so other than kind of spending a little time getting yourself acquainted with the magic stuff, you guys didn't do a whole ton there. It was kind of just a little RP session for, I think it was actually 2 sessions where not a whole lot. The plot.
I think Ferric converted a bar.
Next town.
That was the next town, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's right.
You did make a couple of friends though. You made a couple of Cthulhu friends.
So moving on after that city, because we were taking the southern route, and that was the first city on the southern route to this place,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Then you guys came to the city of Voris, kind of on the fringe of a large desert. As you guys were coming out of the foresty area here, kind of descended into plains and then into a large desert. And the kind of fun big quest item there was you guys had went to investigate that ancient temple.
That was the one that was trapped in time or something. Like all
Yeah.
the people in there were ended up being like kind of frozen, and then when we broke into it,
Oh, but the lizard
sealed
men
it.
first. You guys went on to the lizard men.
Oh yeah,
Sure. Nate wants to
that
tell that story.
wonderful
Nate-
tale.
Nate gets back just in time for the Lizard Men.
Yes.
Nate, we have just arrived at the Lizard Men.
Oh,
And there's the
there's
smile.
the smile, my glorious shining moment. I love this.
I'm-
This is my
I'm going back to Skull.
Your tale to tell.
this is
sir.
my tale to
Yeah.
tell.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So there we were, hiding below this dune, right? I'm gonna tell this in not excruciating detail because it's not that important, but it just makes me happy that it fucking worked. We were hiding below this fucking dune because this guy that led us there, I'm not sure how much you explained about him, but he felt like he was like the most badass guy ever. It's like leading us with
Oh, yeah,
hand
so
signals and
scout.
shit. Like no, go over.
Yeah.
And I fucking
Forgot about that.
I fucking peeked over the goddamn hill, and there's just like fucking what, like 20 fucking lizard men or something like that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of.
And
Wow.
my fucking dude knows Draconic, so and we've kind of found out that these guys speak Draconic from the party that we ran into earlier, right? I'm just trying to keep my details straight. Like we ran into a little scouting party earlier,
Yep.
and I talked to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I stand up on this.
Yeah, that's right.
I stand up on the fucking dune, and I address them in Draconic, and cast minor illusion and make this fucking like dragon serpent thing around appear around my shoulders and shit. And like they're just so fucking dumbfounded, and I was just like, I am here. I'm a wanderer. I'm here to speak to your leader. And so the one dude like, oh, you're talking about this guy, so runs down there, pulls this guy out, and with him come what, like another fucking like 50 goddamn lizard men,
Yeah, there was just a shit ton of lizard men.
an ocean of them.
And rather than be like, oh, maybe we'll just fight them piece by piece. No, we're gonna fight them all at once. They're all gonna come out. I'm like, all right, great. They're all dead now. They've fucking done this to themselves
And
again.
I'm fucking sitting there, and I'm just I get these guys kind of like convinced that I'm like this prophet of theirs, like this prophet, this essentially this avatar of their fucking lord. And essentially I like question them a bit, try to find out a little bit of what they do, not. And then I was just like, okay, well, we know kind of what they're about and all this shit. What's the best thing we can do? And then Cody just kind of peeks up and just says, and Cody's just like, you know what? Why not have them fight to the death to see which one's worthy? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I'm just like, hey, you're all gonna fight, and the last one alive is gonna become the new avatar of your lord. And so it's just like, all right. And they start fucking fighting. They go out and all out brawl, and
Yeah.
there's just like blood, and like the little weaker ones are ganging up on the bigger ones, and like it's just this ocean of lizard blood at this point. Nate's not happy.
I was not. This was, and again, like I shit you not, man. Like the roles were ridiculous. Like everything was set up to literally just go wrong, and it did not. It went completely
Completely right for me.
right.
And then
it was
so there's
terrible.
one guy left, and I walked up to him, and I was like, "You shall receive the power." And he's on his knees, and he's just fanatically just like, "Yes, yes, it's me. I am worthy finally." And I just walk up and slit his fucking throat, and then we just go and we just fucking go to town on this goddamn. We just loot the shit out of the cave. The fucking one guy that was just super ecstatic to be behind the dune, he's just like, what the fuck just happened? He's just fucking going just ape shit crazy, and like instead of fucking going from dune to dune to dune on the way back, we just fucking get up and walk there, just like, fuck it, we're done. I don't care.
Yep.
We just walk back with our fucking spoils in hand.
Was
Yep.
a fantastic day.
It was a glorious day. It was.
After that, there was some caravan guy who, or no, there was a town that nobody could get to. Nobody had heard from it in a while.
Oh,
wait.
Well,
Oh.
there's a town
We gotta
before.
do
There's
this.
something before that, guys.
Yeah,
There's
we gotta go through
the temple.
The temple.
Oh yeah, the temple.
Because the
we talked about
temple
the temple a little
actually.
bit. We had to backtrack to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lizard story, and now we're getting to the temple. And then, my bad.
Yeah, because the temple is important because that actually is.
It becomes relevant now.
It
Yeah.
because now, yeah, with the shit that my wizard pulls out of his ass from like this
Yes.
point till now,
So we were informed by the church that was in the town.
which is
Yep.
now that I look back, it's always the church, isn't it?
yes, the church is
That's-
connected. And the church is connected.
Yeah, they're all the
The
Bahamut shit,
Kingdom
right?
This one wasn't, but
The
a lot of them are.
iron
we ended up
light.
going to this ancient temple that was full of dark elves. There was some kind of
They were in some
evil going on
stasis.
there. Yeah, so we break into that.
Uh,
Have to kill a couple dark elves, a couple of dragons, whelps. Ish, dragon whelp.
Yeah,
Dragon thing.
there's a bunch of
You guys
relics
like
and whatnot.
dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So baby dragons. Find some locked room. We've been hearing voices like almost as soon as we get into this place. There's voices going on in our heads. We find out later that's coming from an orb, which is apparently an extremely important orb. I don't actually know a whole lot about the orb. I just know
Yeah.
that it
They-
tested 3 of us. It tested
Me
Ferric, which is my color character, you, your character, and then Lambert.
and
Cody's
they
character.
said that they were all too weak, or not strong
Yeah.
enough, or whatever.
Didn't really approve.
Mostly just yeah.
I
You
served
wanted
the
them to just-
wrong god, I guess. That was
Yeah.
what mine was about.
You wanted to do some evil shit, and they were, Cody's too noble of a dude. He's like, no, fuck you. And Devin just didn't jive with.
Yep.
There was no room in my heart for them. So
Little do you know, Devin. The power of the orb.
So we have the whole fiasco. We take the orb out of the place, try and bury it and hide it. That was the plan. My character tries to steal the orb or have his fairy, which is his proxy, essentially, take the orb.
Orb is gone.
It turns out it was gone. Don't really know what happened to it. So the orb is essentially lost at this point in time, and then we continue on our way, go back to the village, and then.
But
from
nobody
there-
talked about the orb being gone.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was like waiting for like Devin to be like, guys, listen.
that orb's
I'll be real,
gone.
Like I wanted to steal that orb, but it's
That
gone.
was
Like, it's
he
weird.
didn't at the time want to inform the party of his intentions to try to steal the
And then he
orb.
forgot about it.
Didn't seem like a good decision to make.
This is probably
He
right.
has his moments where he has smart decisions. That was one of them.
Yeah, very,
the
very
only
rare.
But still.
Just I hate to sidetrack a little bit, but I was always curious. Is that fucking temple, Nate, the one that was like
Mhm.
frozen in time, was that caused by the same thing that fucking like trapped all the?
No.
It's not. Okay.
It's just unrelated. The whatever church, I can't remember what it was, but whatever, they had actually done that to the church, like ancient scholars or something like that might be the good word, but they had locked away the area, realizing that they could not defeat those who were within it. They were too strong, so they had used magic to just steal the whole place away instead, and that worked out better for them. So.
Yeah, whatever works. But yeah,
But they imagined whatever was in there was dead or long gone by now, and they were wrong.
Yeah, we came back with like a few spoils, nothing super crazy, and that's when we learned about the town in the desert,
Polish.
which is
Chromie.
Romir, yeah.
Romir, yeah.
Romir.
and our dwarven trader friend, who isn't actually a part of the party, but who is a caravan.
Super fucking greedy
He wanted to be the first one there to get as much money as he could out of this place.
because it had
because
Yes.
nobody had
Yeah.
been there, nobody had heard anything, and then he realized that, hey, we've killed all the lizard men.
Yep.
The
who
roads
had
are
been-
probably clear.
Yep.
So we take him over there. Pretty uneventfully, I believe. I mean, there was
No,
maybe a
no,
there was,
no,
like,
there was-
an
there was-
encounter.
There was mummies.
No, there was supposed to be some serious encounters up until it's just let's just dump the spells out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uneventful because casters are awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was
So we come up to this dune, see some lizard men,
Turn.
and my character says fuck lizard men because I think we had one encounter with them, and my character tried to convert them. They weren't having any of that, so he decided all lizard men are fucks and they can die. So the next time we ran into lizard men, he cast a giant, angry, dark sphere of like super doom that blinds them and slowly murdered them.
And then I
And
hucked a
then-
couple of fireballs in there, and
We hucked some fireballs.
and the
in there.
first-
I think there was like maybe a dozen and a half.
yeah, like
there
15,
was- And
16.
there were some really big, really strong
And
ones.
the
and-
first
yeah.
fireball did
And
not,
they just-
or like
they-
killed
they
most of them.
Basically, all died.
And then the second
they
fireball
did.
blew them all out of the fucking
Yeah.
shadows,
By like round 2, there was like flaming lizard men
exploding from.
all ripped to pieces
Yeah.
and shit everywhere. And I'm like, all right, what do I even try? Nate as a DM is learning more about challenge ratings at this point in his life.
So that's why I say relatively uneventful, because it was supposed to be a big battle, ended horribly
Yeah,
for
the lizard men.
the other occupants of the battle.
Yes, agreed.
So let me make it in there. One guy goes off to sell his wares, all happy-go-lucky that he is in fact the first merchant there.
Yep.
Probably is rich as balls right now.
Yeah, he made a killing.
Nate rolls out everything, including the shit that's not important, because it might become important later.
We found some demons there. I think that was the main
Yep.
point of that town.
Zelenoria was able to track
Yeah.
him due to a magic he had acquired in the previous city. A round
Which
sort of magic
nobody
that nobody
knew
knew
about yet.
Yeah, nobody knew about the orb until.
So we ended up finding these things that were related to, and we were talking to the church. I guess there was some kind of curse. People were thinking there was a curse put on the church because I guess either members of the church or something was dying.
The
Yeah.
townsfolk
We
were
ended up
getting
relating
murdered.
that to the demons, killing the demons, talking to these people, and there was a guard barracks faction stationed there who ended up leaving because they were being called to prepare for
Gadriel.
war.
Yeah. That was the
up
Black
to
Feather
Gadriel, which is the city
army,
we
right?
were heading to anyway. Yeah, the Black Feathers.
Yep.
Still never found that dragon guard. Probably will never find it. Lost to time now.
So we did that, and I think shortly after that, or we went to do something. I don't remember where we went.
Well, from that town actually, we picked up Happy-Go-Lucky Gnome Bard.
Yeah, we were
on the way out.
I think it was either on the way into the town or
No, it was on the way out.
Short. Yeah, after we killed the demons, though, your character left.
Yeah,
at
it was.
some point.
It was.
Remember how
It
the
was
happened,
like we
though.
went up, like for like a day, on our way out of town, we picked up this gnome bard, named Kiara, and we went up north, and then like the first fucking night, wizard just gone in the middle of the night. Ogildeer has no fucking clue what the fuck's going on. He just thought essentially was partying with a ghost this whole fucking time.
That was
funny.
He
He fucking panicked and
Please,
flees, and then Lang's just like, "What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
But Wizard's gone. I had to take control of Kiara. This is my gnome bard for the time being. To be completely honest with you guys, a completely filler character between Zelenoria and the one I'm playing now. Like this.
Introducing here, so like we're pretty close to where
Yeah,
we are.
yeah, which is good
Yeah.
because we're sitting at about
Um,
57 minutes. So I'd like to keep this under an hour and a half, obviously.
So we go up, make it the rest of the way to I don't remember.
Gadriel.
Gadriel, the huge ass city where the best stuff ever happens.
That's one way of putting it.
Yes.
Best stuff ever for your character, maybe.
Yeah, we arrive in the city. I think it was like immediately go to the church, talk to them, discover that there was a church of Bahamut that recently got taken down and replaced by a church of Bane, which is like what is actually where our mission was. The pastor or priest of that church was going to go check out the church of Bane, and kind of see what was up, because we had informed him of what went on in the previous town. And then
he saw
And
Cody's.
you guys did also.
Suck.
You guys told him the whole story. And this guy had revealed that he was a member of a group called the Iron Light, which is kind of the arch nemesis to these Sand Reavers, these evil guys who you've been fighting against for some time now. So after telling him the whole story, the pieces of the puzzle kind of start falling together that this guy has been orchestrating some terrible shit.
Yep.
So
I would like
it's
to.
at this point that Ferric decides to try and convert the Church of Bane.
after being told, whatever you do, let's not go to the church yet. Let's get some other intel.
Immediately, Ferric goes to the church.
Yep. He's like, and it
shit you
just
not,
tries to
walks
fucking-
right out the door into the
Yep.
church. Unsuccessfully converts the church. Doesn't convert the
Yeah,
church.
which by the way
obviously.
was in the middle of like a fucking like straight up like super KKK rally essentially.
Oh yeah, they were all up and frenzied, and I just tried to subvert that. Did not work out.
Nope.
Ever was able to demonstrate my power to the churchgoers, kind of subverting, not really, the power of who was, I guess, actually Lord Mouse at the time. My character did not know this.
No, no one did.
Um,
We just thought he was the fucking preacher.
and then fled for his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Those
You with your lucky
some
ass fucking
terrible-
rolls.
some terrible rolls saved Devin's
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Once again, the roles are forever in Cthulhu's favor.
Mhm, yes. Yeah.
So we go back, I think, later that night,
Scout it.
and actually, yeah, scouted out. The fairy carries the gnome in to see kind of what's going on. We get back to the rest of the party, wait a day, and then go and try and assault the church. Go into this underground area we found.
Yeah, we had
our table.
to finish waiting a day so that way our fucking stone giant hero would actually have his fucking shield because he was getting it engraved and shit. And then you were getting your stupid poofy ass robes.
Just shinier clothes, basically. That's what my character was going
Lang,
for.
oh yeah, we should point out in case nobody fucking actually nobody would have known.
Oh, this is where
This
Lang
is-
got his
yep,
Kanab
Lang-
and is in so much debt. right now.
Lang bought with mostly Cody's money and some of Thorin's money, a +1 Kanabo. So he's got this brand new shiny fucking Kanabo, and then Cody's just like, here's your money, and then he's just like, now you owe me a fuck ton of money, essentially, and now Lang is in like super debt, like to Cody for like I think what like 500 gold now.
It's 400 something. I forget.
You got it
what.
written down somewhere?
I told Lang to write it down.
Oh, that.
It's roughly 400 gold. So Lang goes
Yeah.
into debt up to his eyeballs.
Yep.
We then go assault the church. Get into the basement pretty easily.
A lot of shit
Um,
happens.
And
and
this
from
becomes our
there-
first real dungeon.
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah. Like major crawl.
Yeah.
Like 3 sessions of dungeon crawling.
Just got out of it, kind of
Yep.
craziness. And in there was a lot of stuff. There were some traps. We fought a lot of zombies.
You
fighting
found
Lang,
your friend Donald Ramsey dead.
the entry in a cage.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, this fucking dungeon's just kind of like just summarize kind of what's fucking happened, like for the most part in the dungeon. Like there's really only one moment that was actually amazing, I think. And there's a couple. There's one right next to the ending. But like the
That whole dungeon had some good shit.
the main fucking thing that was fucking glorious though, in my opinion, was the fucking Ferric fucking triggered a boulder trap, ran away from the boulder trap using the ability to fly,
Yeah.
and fucking Lang's just like, I'm gonna stop this boulder, and it goes and swings at it, does not fucking win, gets just
Miraculously does not get killed by this robot.
Yeah.
almost
I
fucked.
thought-
Probably single digits of life.
Oh yeah, he
here.
was.
Yeah. He was.
He was down to like 9.
Like
And
Yeah.
then the skeletons that were flying, or that were coming after the boulder, ended up attacking him, nearly killing him again.
Yep.
yeah.
And then I
Like-
fucking expended almost all of my fucking spell slots healing the
Miracle
guy.
of miracles, he did not die
Yep.
there, yeah.
So Nate heals him up almost completely. We move on to the next room, and the room after that.
And he fucking
Getting to the
giant pillar
what
room.
Is it the giant pillar room? Yeah, near the gets hurt in there too. I think we all.
He triggered a
took
fucking
little-
lightning trap that alerted the next room of
No,
skeletons.
that was just about it. And then we had some skeletons that were fairly easily dispatched.
Yep.
Party tried to rest. Ferric once again
Run
went on
forward.
ahead, past about 4 statues into another room and around a corner, where
Bunch of dogs.
a bunch of dogs came. The
Hellhounds.
party was following suit after the last kind of bit thing that
Faux
had
pas.
happened before. They were like,
It should be
Well,
known we went through a room that had a bunch of, or 4 giant stone
Yeah.
statues in it.
Yep, 4 giant stone statues.
turns out those were stone golems of some kind
Yeah,
that came to attack us while we were fighting dogs. At this point,
Really,
Garzvog
Ogildeer.
was downed, not killed.
No, mainly because of you, actually.
Yeah.
We
So a
should probably
dog
mention that the
fire
dogs-
breathed me, which happened to kill my fairy, and my character went blind
And deaf.
and deaf, couldn't really see or hear or do anything. So he freaked out, cast an AoE spell around himself, which ended up felling Garzvog, not killing him, but
Knocking
knocking
him
him down.
down,
We were
yeah.
able to
and hurting the
stabilize
entire
him.
party.
Yeah, and definitely hurt everyone, upset everyone. Got struck by one of his companions, not really knowing what was going on, going down a hallway into the dark abyss. Discovering later that he ran into a chain demon and some kind of angel.
Gets his
The
teeth
party
fucked in.
Once, yeah, I died, having very low health. I think it was 9 at the time. Instant collapse onto the ground. The
Mhm.
team,
Mer-
following kind of half of them, I would say, went, while the rest of you, mainly Cody and Nate's character, stayed with Guardsbog, make sure he was okay. Ended up coming along to fight said chain demon, dispatched said chain demon, and then freed the angel.
And the angel,
Who ended up healing Garzvog and Ferric.
and in the process of healing Ferric, actually restored his sight. So, and hearing.
Completely changed his character.
Yep.
He vowed not, after the dungeon was done,
The
like,
angel-
after they were done with this area, never to use his powers again, basically.
He renounces Cthulhu and takes
yeah.
up Bahamut as
Yeah,
his
because
new
the
Lord
fucking
and Savior.
angel was an avatar of Bahamut.
Yep.
So that was pretty fucking crazy.
So from there, the epic boss battle begins.
With Lord
Yeah.
Malice. Yep. So we fight Lord Malice and this small army of zombies and this even smaller army of constantly appearing shadow creatures that were about as squishy as a fucking stress ball.
Yeah, they went to splat pretty
Yeah,
good.
they did. But fucking it was Kiara, my character, and Ogildeer were fighting the zombies off at the at these we like essentially were swing
They were, like-
swing at them through a cage, and then
Yeah,
Malice
kinda like
just melted the fuck.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Malice just fucking melted the bars on the cage, and before I even had another fucking turn, zombies ate me alive.
Criticaled you. I think 2 of them criticaled you, 2 of them regular hit you,
And-
and
Yeah.
dropped you, and then like next turn, a couple of them just started eating you
Yep.
straight up.
Yeah, they just all.
Yep,
devoured
I got
from no-
fucked from like full HP.
My character was next on the feeding frenzy. He was ended up getting paralyzed in some poisonous gas, and then dropped.
And then dropped, and then
Before they could fully start eating him, though, Lord Malice was
and then
killed,
zombies were mopped up.
and the zombies were mopped up by the rest
And
of the
then
party.
the avatar
who I think slayed 4 of them between himself, like just him alone. And then ended up reviving my character
Yep.
again.
I got the boss kill. For the
Yeah.
record.
You're 1 out of how many? I think Lang's gotten the killing blow, or on all of them. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. We killed him. It was great. My character, Kiara being dead, my character left to restore the Church of Bahamut in the town. That was his goal. And that's kind of where we are now. It's just right after.
Well, yeah. You want to summarize once again, Nate, kind of what's going on now? Because
Yeah, so
yeah.
So I kind of laid out in kind of a recap for everybody, kind of what paths lay ahead of them and what other things were going on. The with the death of Kiara, there was a new party member introduced at the very end there. Nate, what was your Dragonborn's name?
Balanoth.
All right, that Balanoth, a Dragonborn, who was like the first Dragonborn the party has ever seen.
Or like the
Oh,
world, for
man.
that matter, for a long time.
Yeah. Most people who are alive today probably would not know what a Dragonborn is. Know legends of them only. But this Dragonborn shared its tale that the Dragonborn had all been locked away in a prison
Magical
somewhere
prison, right?
to the north. yeah, like similar to the kind of time sealing thing that the party had seen earlier, and from this, there was some other kind of plot twists. There was a mage who had broken them all out, and this mage's name was Zelnoria,
Yep.
and was serving a dragon's spirit named Zareth. Um,
Who was
the
trapped in an orb that we found in a church many moons ago.
Yep. So um, there was kind of this, and it was made clear that Zelnoria plans to resurrect Zareth. So there was kind of this one path of get to killing your friends, make right with those things that had happened. Um, as you guys had kind of raided the paperworks and stuff of Lord Malice, you discovered that there is a lot more going on with the Sand Reavers, and that the well, we'll get into it in a second there, but they have begun their master plan has kind of come to bear, and they are in the process of succeeding. You guys have been kind of given another list of targets, other places that you could go to continue to fight them. Um,
We
and
kind of
just basically a whole bunch of city names and people's names who are there, um, and kind of things to keep an eye out for. What they've succeeded in doing, though, is starting a war between the Finebane and Blackfeather empires. And you guys have, well, kind of wrapping things up in town here and recuperating, had met a mercenary captain named Jacan, and he was
recruiting.
looking to, basically recruiting to get together a band of sell swords to sell their services to the Blackfeather army. He'd be able to get a premium price if he had more people. So this way, um, you guys were looking to head to the defense of a city called Raven, directly to the east, to fight there, if you guys had so chosen. So there's kind of a lot of big things going on at this point, and so that's kind of where we left off. And you guys had decided to
Go after
kill some
Zelenoria.
Zelnoria,
Yeah,
right?
go after Zelenoria.
Yeah.
Because as awesome as an army between two, or like a war between two armies is, dragons returning to the world sounds like an absolutely both awesome in my character's opinion, but also kind of really really bad in his opinion as well.
Slightly devastating
Yeah,
for the
ex-
current occupants of the world.
especially if Zareth manages to come back. 'Cause I believe you said, Nate, that he was one of like the last most powerful dragon lords.
Yeah, like 600 years ago, Zareth had actually started like a gigantic war with humans, and all like he had led all these evil dragons in kind of a 60-year war, just out to eat people and kill them because they had
They were a superior
in
species kind of
years
thing.
past,
Yeah.
and they used to worship worship dragons and give them sacrifices, but the races of man had turned to just these whole hum people and these gods and things, and it pissed them off. So
So that's about where we left off, to be completely honest with you.
yeah.
And
Our session starts with divvying out loot from the
yep,
dungeon and stuff.
yep.
So
And on top of that, our session's actually starting in about 5 minutes. So that was actually beautifully timed. And actually, we're sitting at an hour and 15 right now, which is absolutely wonderful. There's not like that's what my goal was just barely over an hour.
Probably cut that
it's as
down
if
to
we
an
planned
hour
it.
pretty easily.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know, man. There's not really a whole lot. But anyways, we're gonna go get set up for D&D, play D&D, and then that episode will be coming after this one. I can't say dates because dates on the internet mean nothing, but I hope to have this video uploaded
Soon.
Whenever I crack the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
get us rolling.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I guess thank you all for watching, and we're gonna see you in the next session. So, yeah, see you guys. Or thanks for watching. Everyone say goodbye. Wave to the camera.
So yeah.
Goodbyes.
Fuck you, Devin.